And let's welcome in our analyst, Erica Ayala, who is joining us from Paris, who was there to witness all of the craziness and that it came absolutely down to the wire. Erica, we know that French crowd has been absolutely insane as well. Describe the environment and what it was like to watch this all unfold right in front of your eyes.
It was a fantastic women's basketball game. France has played amazing games throughout this entire tournament, including an overtime thriller the other day to get to the gold medal game. But ultimately, the United States able to get this win, and they had to gut it out. They had 19, nearly 20 turnovers in this game. Throughout the entire tournament, they were averaging 90 points per game, never scored lower than 85, and they were held to sub 70 points by France today. So they are happy to have that 8th consecutive gold medal. But this, to me, just shows how much growth has come on the women's side. Belgium had an opportunity to medal for the first time ever. Germany getting to the quarterfinals in their first Olympics ever as a federation. But ultimately, it's still USA at the top.
It's all about playing your game, playing a complete game, and we know that the Devils can do that. So now it's a matter of really doing that defensively in particular. I think we also, Kelly, want to keep an eye on special teams. We know that in particular the Avalanche, not great on the penalty kill. That's an opportunity for the Devils to really show what they can do on the power play. And I think if they can be successful in getting the Colorado Avalanche a little agitated throughout the game, that might work in their favor. And you saw Landeskog went to reach for that. Great move by Smith to do a deke. Gets the shot up, gets the goal. 3-2 is our score here. Devils coming back.
Erica, we'll start with you. What did you really like about the Devils' performance tonight?
I have to start with defense. I have to start with hustle plays, winning puck battles, and that for me goes to Yegor Sharangovich. We talked about it on the radio broadcast. There were times where early in the game, the Devils were not winning those puck battles. They were making little mistakes that were feeding the transition game of the Colorado Avalanche exactly what we knew they didn't want to do. But it was Sharangovich coming up big for the Devils time after time, and it also paid off because he got on the board, gets the Devils an empty net goal to seal the deal.
What was the best advice that you got leading into the draft, and who gave it to you?
Oh my God, this is actually a really funny story, but it was a security guard on the 39th floor today, right before the draft. He just said, breathe. He just said breathe, and I was like, okay, sir, I will.
We spoke with Lucy Olson, one of the players that, of course, will be entering this conference and with Iowa. And when you go about not just recruiting players, but integrating them into the program, what are some of the things that are critical, do you think, or high on the priority list to make sure that they feel confident and comfortable to play for Iowa, but also that they're seamlessly integrating into the culture?
And, that's a great question. I think it helps when you recruit the people that you believe will fit, right?
And how do you explain what we just saw?
Well, Chris, there's a saying in sports. You can play to win or you can play not to lose. One team played to win. The other team at stretches played not to lose. The New York Liberty had a handle of the game in the first half. You started seeing Minnesota make their run. You knew they were going to do that. And then down the stretch, opportunities for the New York Liberty to convert not just Breanna Stewart, but other players. They didn't get a first bucket in OT until a few times down the court. And so this is going to have to be a learning moment for the New York Liberty. How can they find that steal, that New York's grit and swagger to be able to close games? Because this will happen again. If they can run up the score, on Minnesota, you know they're going to make a comeback. This is a Minnesota Lynx team that was number 2 in the standings, and this is the WNBA Finals. Now, on the side of the Minnesota Lynx, you have to think that Cheryl Reeve is talking to the team about playing your game, and Courtney Williams did exactly that. This is chess. This is the WNBA Finals. These are 2 Hall of Fame worthy head coaches, Hall of Fame players on both sides. So adjustments will be made. These two teams on paper, in the standings, how they got here, very similar. So it's like playing yourself. How do you beat yourself? And the team that can figure that out, that's who's going to be champion this year.
I'm overwhelmed with emotion and just joy because of what we're witnessing in these WNBA finals. Sabrina Ionescu didn't have her best shooting night, but she comes up clutch. How awesome has it been to watch her rise to the moment time in and time out this year?
I mean, really all I can say is insert VP Harris's favorite curse word, Brina. This has been fantastic to watch. As someone who was on the Liberty beat when Sabrina Ionescu was drafted to the New York Liberty, you saw the promise. A player coming out of college expected to do big things as a #1 draft pick. But just like we saw with Kelsey Plum, she gets hurt in her rookie year, and that delayed perhaps the greatness that we are now witnessing in the 2024 WNBA finals. And Sabrina Ionescu didn't need to shoot at the volume that she was shooting at in game 1. She learned that lesson. And for me, Chris, that is the big thing here with Sabrina Ionescu.
Happy Tuesday, hockey fans. Welcome to the historic Matthews Arena for the Hockey East Game of the Week on NESN. My name is Erica L. Ayala alongside Jim Connolly. These two sides very familiar with each other. Played last on November 12th, but a lot has happened since then, Jim, and a little bit of a different trajectory for both teams.
And that pass is a little bit errant, but BC able to collect. O'Neal pushes it to Warren. Shuffles that down along the boards. O'Neal had Joyce there. Cycles. Now leaves it off for Warren. Warren hits the brakes. Loses his defender, and Levi had to make a save there. Hits the post with his body. Oh my! Chaos ensues, but Northeastern now able to push that towards their offensive zone.
Happy Friday, hockey fans. We are coming to you live from Conti Forum for Hockey East on NESN. I'm Erica L. Ayala alongside Jim Connolly, and we have Boston College Eagles hosting the Maine Black Bears. Both of these teams just a touch under 500 on the season, but neck and neck in the Hockey East standings.
Have, a lot of solid players, and Marshall Warren, their captain, we talk about him all the time and what he can do.
Oh, and there's a goal by the Maine Black Bears. Now, if you looked at that, that was David Brazil. He keeps that in for the Black Bears with a big hit along the boards, Jim, and then just a tic-tac-toe pass, and that's how Maine gets on the board first.
You're right here. That's the play right there.
Face-off draw here in their offensive zone. You see the great passing again, and this little poke right there by Osman to nullify that chance. Now shorthanded, a chance and a goal! Hembrandt, shorthanded, makes it 2-0 Black Bears. A great chance going the other way for the Eagles, and then quickly how the tables turned. And on that face-off, we were just over 4 minutes left. BC still down, and down they get on the board! Trevor Kuntar! What a nasty shot to end Victor Osman's shutout bid. Eagles keep the zone. Entanglements, middle of the ice, empty net, going the other way. Penalty and a goal! Mühl, empty net. What a play there. Just determination to win that puck. And it's Mühl makes it 3-1 for Maine.
Drop with Erica Ayala. I'm Josh Eastern, and finally the night has come. We are putting a bow on the 7th PHF season.
Amazing that we've had 7 seasons of this league rebranded as the Premier Hockey Federation this season. We'll have, though, only the 6th champion, as 2020, unfortunately, due to the COVID pandemic, weren't able to crown a champion. That being said, Boston was in contention in 2020 and made their way back to the final in 2022, and they will take on another Founding Four team that is making their way to the final, Josh, for the first time in franchise history. That's the Connecticut Whale.
Minnesota.
Just amazing game. We see Kennedy Marchment coming up big for Connecticut as she has all season. I've said it before, Josh, I'll say it again. Connecticut has been the most consistent team this season. At every point in time in a career, there's times where you have to play a different role. This season has been that for Jillian Dempsey, but she has shown why she's a professional. She has shown why she is the captain of this team and is finding a way to will this team back to the final.